What's going on, guys? Arekkz here, and today we are taking a trip down memory lane and we're returning to Monster Hunter World. There is of course a reason behind this. I want to give a massive shout out to MSI for very kindly loading me the MPG Artemis 343 CQR ultra wide curved 1000R monitor. That is a mouthful, right? Basically, it's an ultra wide monitor with a very nice curve on it, a very nice screen, and given that they loaned it to me, I thought, you know what, this is a good opportunity to jump back into Monster Hunter World on PC, because you know what, I've spent over 2,000 hours in Monster Hunter World and Iceborne on PlayStation, but I never really got very far on PC because honestly, I'd invested so much time into the game on PS4 that I was like, you know what, I'm not doing this again. I mean, if you guys know me, you'll know that I got incredibly unlucky with my decorations. I was not about to do that grind all over again. However, given the opportunity to test out a really nice monitor, and the fact that, of course, Monster Hunter World and Iceborne supports ultra wide, then I thought, you know what, let's jump back in, let's take a trip down memory lane, and let's do some PC gameplay whilst also talking about what this monitor can do. So if you guys do enjoy this, of course, a like would be super appreciated. In fact, let me know in the comments down below, when was the last time you guys had a chance to jump back into World? I will say, jumping back into World, having played so much Rise and of course Stories recently, which by the way, I would have used Stories for this video, but Monster Hunter Stories 2 doesn't have ultra-wide support, which is a crying shame. But anyway, having played a load of Monster Hunter Rise recently, it is surprising just how much I forgot about World. Going back in, as a Sword and Shield user, I don't have a lot of my combos, I don't have my Silkbind moves. That definitely caught me off guard. However, I will say, World is a fantastic looking game. I forgot just how crispy this game looks, of course playing on the ultra settings anyway, and in ultra wide, with the HUD turned off, it is a beautiful game. But that being said, let's talk a little bit about this monitor because this is really, really awesome. So a couple of kind of top level specs. This is a 34-inch ultra wide gaming monitor. So the resolution for this is 1440p. It has a 165Hz refresh rate, so you get that sort of super smooth experience. Plus, if you happen to play things that really require like fast response time, then you do have a 1 millisecond response time. Now, again, I'm not really a hyper competitive person, so I'm not going to be jumping into like first person shooters, but of course, if that's your thing, then you know, you can still use that. I don't think I necessarily need 1 millisecond in Monster Hunter, but that being said, it's nice to have a very fast response time. On top of that, it's also got display HDR 400, so you have really nice detail, super deep colors. The colors on this are fantastic. You of course have various different profiles that you can adjust and tweak. In fact, you can actually set them up and just sort of swap them on the fly if you so wish. It has a 178-degree wide view angle, but the main selling point of this thing is that it is a 1000R curve. Now, I'll be honest with you, before checking out this monitor, that as a term was kind of new to me, but basically 1000R describes the curve, and that number specifically is kind of special because 1000R curve is designed to ideally match as closely as possible the natural curvature of the human eye. So the idea is that if you're playing games for extended periods of time, not only does this curve mean that you can see things naturally in your immediate peripheral vision without having to sort of constantly look around, but because the curve is so natural, it's also supposed to, by extension, reduce eye fatigue. So if you are playing for a long period of time, then the idea being that you can continue to do so without building up that eye strain. In fact, MSI went as far as to kick off a 1000R vision campaign where they're actually working alongside the University of Bradford to study this monitor and sort of see the benefits of the 1000R curve. And while this is something that is still ongoing, the results so far have been pretty positive. Of course, there's also plenty of adjustment for you as well. You can adjust the height of the screen, the tilt of it, the rotation. You can't twist it, so this isn't like a vertical monitor, but you can still rotate, tilt, and twist to get the perfect angle, the perfect sort of height for you. When it comes to connectivity, this has 2 HDMI ports, 1 display port, of course, headphone jack, USB ports, all the kind of stuff that you would expect. And it has, it's a gaming monitor, right? It wouldn't be a gaming monitor if it didn't have some sort of RGB on it. It's got a nice little RGB strip on the back, which again, you can customize. Plus the MSI logo will pulsate as well. And just in general, this thing looks really nice. It's got a pretty modest bezel. It has got a pretty beefy metal stand at the bottom. It's kind of cool in that it's got these sort of slim legs, but they do go quite wide because of course to distribute the weight. So of course, if you're putting this on a desk, then try and sort of make sure that you have the appropriate spacing for this. But it's actually super easy to put together. 4 screws in the back. The bottom bit just has its own sort of self-tightening screw in, and it's just the setup process was super seamless. But I love how this thing looks. It looks very nice in the setup, and just playing games on this, honestly, it has been a blast. I mean, I haven't had this for too long. I had a chance to sort of test this out recently, but I will say, I feel like I picked the perfect game to jump back into it, because going back into World, seeing those crispy visuals in ultra wide, honestly, it's an experience that I've really enjoyed. I don't get to play on ultra wide that often. My kind of typical monitor is just a standard 16:9 screen. So when I get an opportunity like this to jump in and explore the world, then I'm gonna jump at it, right? And I will say, of course, jumping back into World, for any of you guys that maybe wanted to spin up a new character, that Defender armor set with the Defender weapons, it's just easy mode, right? Obviously, I'm starting from World, not Iceborne, because I didn't have the previous save file, but going back through, kind of being able to enjoy the game, but quickly blitz through, it's just a really good way to kind of get caught up pretty fast. So if some of you guys maybe recently have done everything you wanted to do on Monster Hunter Rise, finishing up on Monster Hunter Stories, and you fancy a trip down memory lane, then jumping back into World and kind of going through again is going to be a fun experience. But that's pretty much it. That was just a quick look at both World running an ultra wide with crispy visuals, and of course the MSI monitor. Again, want to give a massive shout out to MSI for very kindly giving me the opportunity to test this out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's also, of course, in ultra wide, so I hope you enjoyed that. That's the first for the channel. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. If you want to catch more from us at Arekkz Gaming, don't forget you can catch the guys TwoSixNine and Paradise Central streaming over on Twitch weekdays, playing a variety of games. If you guys want to jump in, tune in, watch, and even join in, then make sure you check them out. The links to those are in the description box down below, and of course you can join the Discord to get involved in all of the discussions.